Guys, welcome to part 4 of our Act 6 No Hope walkthrough with a melee build, and we're doing it solo. This is the melee deck that I'm using to do all the chapters in this Act 6 run. See the link in the description or the link in the pop-up that's just appeared for a video that goes into detail on this build, what all the cards do, how to farm the cards, and how to farm the supply points you need in order to buy the cards, and all sorts of other generally useful stuff. Now I have no extra lives, so for this run I'm going to use a burn card to give me some. I always check out the weapon attachments for the melee weapons. In this case there's nothing really good, so I'm not buying any. But I am going to buy the extra support slot and 2 pain pills. If you've watched my videos for the earlier chapters, then you'll know for this melee build we're just going to stay crouched, swing the axe, and let the bots do damage at range. There will be periods in these videos where the action on screen is fairly repetitive. You know what's happening and you know what's coming, so we'll be speeding these up a little bit until we get past those areas or until something interesting happens. I'm now going to use that extra life I bought with the burn card by intentionally downing Tala so that we get one of Prophet Dan's buffs. And I'm pretty happy with that buff considering I had no extra lives at the start of the run. Now I've got a couple. So if it worked once, let's give it another crack and see what happens. Okay, great, happy with that too. So we get a +5 damage buff for the rest of this chapter. And remember, all of Dan's buffs stack so we can have multiples of them. There's a couple of tricky areas in this chapter, almost always to do with snipers, so we'll slow down and cover those when we get there. With this much fire and acid around, I'm really just letting the bots take out the enemies at range with their guns. Can't resist a warp chest, so we'll see what's in here and take the consequences. So there are 2 legendary pill bottles here, so I'm going to use the pills that I've got and then pick up both of those.
Just putting myself back together here. Just a sec and I'll be as good as new.
So for the hordes that get triggered here again, we're just going to crouch down somewhere in the back, let the bots take most of them out, and melee anything that gets close enough to us. So there is a card over there that we're going to go pick up eventually, but not yet. We go over there now, we're going to spawn snipers on the roof across the way, which we don't want to do just yet. Instead, we want those snipers to spawn when we're already underneath them and they can't shoot us. So I'll come back for this card in a little bit. Again, we're going to retreat a bit, crouch down, do our thing. Okay, so now we're going to rush those snipers. We want to get next to the building that they're on before they spawn. And that was really about the worst example I could have given you about how to do that, but nonetheless, we got there. And now we're just going to stay here, stay crouched, do our thing, let the bots take out the snipers, and then we'll clean up this area afterwards. Alright, remember that card that we didn't go get? We're going to go get that now.
I'll have you feeling better in no time.
This next area is a little bit dangerous because we can easily get blown off the map by explosions. This is made worse by Charisse's overhead axe swing with exploding head enemies. So I am going to grab this machete since it enables a horizontal swing and I can miss half of those exploding heads. Also, obviously, if you have Jeff's whistle from an earlier chapter, as I do, use it often. Takes a lot of heat off you and he ends up killing a bunch of enemies. So I typically wait until the area is a little bit clear below, then I just make a mad run across and tuck myself under the remains of the bridge so I can't get blown off the map. Remember, stay crouched so you don't hurt your own teammates.
This is the kind of thing we need to know. I know that they were seeking a more perfect hybrid. I feel like they were looking
I pinged the duffel bag because, again, if I pick it up, I'll lose Jeff's whistle. One of the bots will always pick it up. Unfortunately, it was Dan this time, so we lost a defibrillator, but oh well.
lucky copper.
I try to get most of the enemies that are down over that ledge up into this area before we head down there. And just about when the horde's coming, I'll go over that ledge. This was a little unfortunate. Got the breaker fairly early here. So I went down, but we get an extra life because of it when I get revived, so that's awesome. I typically just try and stay close, stay crouched, keep swinging, let the bots do their thing, and lo and behold, the breaker does go down eventually. And another extra life. The RNG gods are with me on this run, that's for sure. This is why we have Dan in the party. You can get some really amazing stacked benefits. So again, there's some snipers down here. I never really found a good way to deal with them other than dodge them as much as you can and then make a rush to get under them so they can't shoot you. So just hide behind those two tree stumps. I was hoping the bots were going to take the snipers out, but they never did. So after a wave or two of enemies, I just make a run for it and attempt to get under them. So while I'm safe from the snipers, I obviously went down. But you guessed it, another extra life when I got revived. So there you go.
Don't mind if I do. I'll take that.
I tend to hang out in this little room while the various hordes come and go. It offers some sort of protection. I was pinging to try and make the bots go into that area first. They wouldn't. And with this many extra lives, I was getting a little bit careless. Probably should have waited and taken it a bit slower. So we have a safe room in this area, so don't start the dam just yet. Instead, ping the door to have one of the bots open it for you.
Down here, we can door open. I don't know about that, but we should be able to lower that bridge across. Lucky copper.
Propane tank over here. Looks like they've stopped for now.
Bandages here. I can use that.
And if you have Dan in your party, and hopefully you do, then you might consider intentionally downing some bots again to see if we can get something good in the way of buffs from Dan. So we got nothing good from that attempt.
I'm not gonna get much further unless I take care of this.
You're very welcome. You seeing that?
But from the second and third attempts, we did get some copper and another damage buff, which again stacks with all the previous ones. Now this is important. I totally screw up here by purchasing this card. This card replaces the offensive slot with a mildly useful skill, but unfortunately what this means is in the next chapter, the Harbinger, I won't be able to pick up the grenade launchers to kill the final boss, which makes that chapter much longer than and much more difficult for me than it really needed to be. So don't make my mistake. Don't purchase a card that replaces your offensive slot.
What do you think of this?
Ping the first aid cabinet so that the bots will heal themselves and get some lives back.
This shit. What's your problem?
Check it out. We're stronger together.
And yep, we'll take that damage buff, no question.
First stick.
And yes, we'll take that damage buff too.
Beside us.
Found a duffel bag. Dan, you're a real.
Alright, time to turn the dam on, which will bring a horde. So once it's turned on, we're just going to go back to that safe room. I'm going to crouch down at the doorway and let the bots shoot out of the doorway. Let's head to the tram and see if we can get out of this level. So if you didn't get the breaker earlier, you may get the breaker here. If you do, don't fight them in the open. Head back to the safe room and fight them there.
Gas can.
Glad to have you on our side.
Grenade out.
Once most of the bad traps are gone and most of the horde's gone, then you can move forward.
Even this.
Snipers are going to spawn on top of the tram station, so run as fast as you can into the train station. And once you're in here, really the best thing to do is just call the tram, hunker down, and keep swinging your melee weapon. Alright, the tram has arrived, so it's time for us to get out of here. Once you've shut the door to the tram though, it's not all over just yet. You can get sniped and killed, as has happened to me a few times in this run. So crouch and stand behind one of your shield bots, so they take the bullet, not you. Same for the second set of snipers, crouch down behind somebody. And in no time at all, you will have completed Chapter 4 of Act 6 on No Hope. Hope that helped, guys, and I'll see you in the final chapter of Act 6, Behold the Harbinger.